How do you do, YouTube? Welcome back to Jordinary World. I'm Jordan. We've got another cheapy fragrance review, this time by the house of Lamborghini. This is Lamborghini Millennials Dinamico. Most of us know Lamborghini as a car manufacturer, but it just so happens that they make fragrances too. And they're not the only car company to do this. Mercedes-Benz, like you've seen me review once before, Bentley. I've even seen some fragrances created by Mustang, which is pretty crazy. It does make me curious what makes a car manufacturer want to get into the fragrance game. But in any case, I actually ran to Burlington and picked this up for $13. And this is a humongous 125 milliliter bottle. So if this ends up being good, we definitely got our money's worth. Now, before I even open the packaging, I can already smell the fragrance leaking through. I don't know if that speaks to the strength of the fragrance or the poor craftsmanship of the bottle. I'm hoping it's the former. Let's open it up and find out. As you guys know, I am a sucker when it comes to good packaging and good presentation. I think that Lamborghini definitely has delivered on this fragrance. Here is the bottle out of the packaging. Got a little logo on the top cap there. And this, like I said, is a really hefty bottle. I love the color. The cap is a pretty cheap plastic, but it does fit snugly on the bottle. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've got a little bit of juice on my thumb there, so it is leaking out the bottle, which is why I could smell it through the packaging. We're gonna ignore that, and we're gonna go ahead and give this fragrance a smell. Okay, immediately from smelling from the atomizer, I'm thinking Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Together. I did really like that fragrance. However, if this has nothing else to offer to that fragrance DNA, I am gonna be a little bit disappointed. Let's give it a spray. Decent atomizer. Huh, it's very faint in the air. Let me do it again. Interesting, okay. This seems to be much lighter than First Instinct Together. That fragrance comes on very sweet, very dense. I know it's modeled after Paco Rabanne Invictus, so I'm guessing that this is trying to do a similar thing. Yeah, it seems a little bit lighter, at least out in the air. Let's test it on skin. I am picking up some citruses in the top notes. So it does add a little bit of brightness to that super sweet DNA, but underneath is relatively the same. If I smelled these two side by side, I don't think that I could tell the difference. Other than that, this Lamborghini fragrance, like I said, is much lighter. Not nearly as dense or heavy as the First Instinct Together is. Now, when I bought First Instinct Together, I believe I paid about $20 to $25 for a 100 ml size bottle. So that fragrance is also in the affordable category. And if you hadn't picked that fragrance up yet, I would say to get this for $13 and get a little bit more out of your money. However, if you do have that fragrance, or if you have something like Invictus, which that fragrance is modeled after, then I would say you really don't need to add this to your collection because it's not doing anything different. On its own, it is a very nice, very pleasant, very sweet smelling fragrance. As a standalone fragrance, I would give this a solid 7.5. It's not mind blowing, it's not gonna change the game in any way, but you will smell great, you won't break the bank, and I think the presentation's on point. This is something you can have up on your shelf or your counter, and it's nice to look at. If you don't have a fragrance like this in your collection, it's definitely worth picking up for $13. You can't go wrong. Otherwise, I'd say skip right on over it. Thanks for tuning in today, guys, and I'll catch you later.